Hello and welcome back to Gamers Remorse. Today we're going to be playing 8-Minute Empire. 8-Minute Empire is a recently Kickstarted game by Red Raven Games. It is a game for 2 to 5 players, ages 13 and plus, with the promise that it should only take about 8 minutes to play. It comes with a deck of cards, which will be resources and action moves, 5 different sets of player tokens, series of money chits and resource chits, and 2 game boards. The game boards are double-sided with the purpose that if you get bored with one scenario, you can play multiple different scenarios. Again, there really isn't a whole lot of difference other than it's a slightly different campaign of sorts. The purpose of the game is to get victory points through either the obtaining of resources, which are obtained in sets, or the obtaining of victory points through area control. We'll use this map for an example. Each player starts out the game with 3 armies on the board. There is an identified start location on the board, and players are only able to move based upon the cards they obtain. Players obtain cards through the use of purchasing in a round-robin fashion. 6 cards are laid out. Cards are valued in price based upon the key across the top. 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3. Each of the resources are identified at the top of the card, and the effects of the map or of the armies are identified on the bottom, or the actions. You determine victory points based upon the area of control. In this case, the area of control would be 1 territory for green, as they have 2 items there, 1 territory for yellow, another territory for green, although there are two factions there. Green clearly outweighs yellow there, and then another point for yellow, as they are located in this territory. Additionally, another point is given for each continent of control that a faction has. That's it. We look forward to playing 8-Minute Empire. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tom. This time we're going to be playing 8-Minute Empire. It looks like a pretty nifty game. It has ships. And on the topic of ships, if you drink rum before noon, you're not an alcoholic, you're a pirate.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm here to play board games. Like this one. 8-Minute Empire, where you make an empire in 8 minutes, just like real life.
Why, hello there. My name is Amanda, and we are going to be playing a game called 8-Minute Empire. Looks pretty interesting. I've never heard of it before. It's a Kickstarter game that Sean picked up, and we'll see how it goes.
Ahoy, mateys! I'm Sean. I'm here to review the game 8-Minute Empire. Most of my empires have lasted at least 80 minutes, but I assure you, this will be a game to be reckoned with. The nectar of the gods. Delicious. Delicious as ever. In 8-Minute Empires, I hope to destroy everything at least twice. Thank you, my friends. Okay,
Alright.
so we all determine how much we want to bid to go first, and Tom goes first.
Okay, so the reason I took this card is it lets me put out 3 new armies. A lot of the other ones that are out there are just moving armies around. I don't have the armies to move yet. So I figure putting out new armies is probably the best way to go.
He likes to move it.
I'm going to pay 1 for a tree, which gives me the option to place 2 or move 3. And I'm going to move 3. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3.
unlike these two gentlemen, I don't know what I'm doing. So, roll of the die. So my strategy right now is I'm just looking at what's out there, and obviously, what do you call this? Iron?
Iron.
Iron is better than carrots because you only need 2 of those to get a victory point versus 3. They have the exact same ability on the bottom. This wild is really cool, but do I really want to spend one to move 2 across water and I still have my guys at start? Probably not at this point. Not until I get to a port where there's a dotted blue line next to it. This guy can put 3 armies out there, but it comes at a premium because now I'm paying 2 for these guys. And then there's build a city, and you wouldn't build a city at the start because the whole point of building a city is it gives you another place to spawn your army. Therefore, I shall not take the cup in front of you. Right. Okay, so I will take the cheapie, save my money for another day, and that gives me iron, which, okay, decent commodity, better than carrots as we discussed, and I can move 4 of my armies, or rather 4 spaces with my armies. So I am going to flee to the farthest reaches of wherever. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that carrot just because I see a lot of cities out in the more expensive ranges, and I'm hoping that other people aren't going to take them before me. Only move over land, so I can't try to take over this continent, this one, or this one. But what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do 1, 2, and then 3, 4.
Okay. So I think I would rather work on getting over onto that side. There are not that many cards that let you move over oceans, so it is worthwhile to move 1, 2, and then hopefully I'll be able to get I'll take the wild, move 1, 2, and then hope to get a city my next turn.
2. Get a city tree.
There you go.
Hey, Tree City.
So I'm going to go for this one that costs me 1
Okay.
because I hate carrots. And I get to put 3 armies down, and since I don't have a city,
Go there. We'll go ahead and pay my first one for a carrot. And that will allow me to put a city. I'm going to put my city here.
built this city. You know we were going to sing it.
Yeah.
Had to.
So now I'm going to pay 1
Get
and
the
take
other city.
this carrot city.
City carrots.
Now go there.
How could you?
I'm gonna pay absolutely nothing.
Get that carrot.
So I thought talking strategy would take away from the game, and it really hasn't. I'm still ignoring what all of you say. Alright, should we count up the points?
I think we should.
Let us count our points.
Alright.
So, I have 3 coals for 2 points, 3 carrots for 1 point, and 2 irons for 1 point. So I'm at 2, 3, 4 so far. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I also own that continent for 11.
I have 3 carrots, as that one is 2. So that gives me 1 point. 2 trees for another point. I'm going to make this into a ruby.
Nice.
So I have 3 rubies for 3 points. So 3, 4, 5. This is absolutely nothing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I own the continent for 11.
Very nice. So I have 2 rubies, add a wild to make that 3, which gives me 3 points. 3 trees makes it 1 point, so 4. 2 iron for another point, which makes it 5. 6, 7, 8. Another one for the continent for 9. 10. End of list.
So I have 2 iron for the useless one for 1 point. I have 3 carrots for another point. And I have 2 ore for another point. That's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not going to count that one. 9, 10, 11. And I do have the continent for a total of 12.
Win by 1.
Well done. Time to review 8-Minute Empire. In general, it's really quite a polished game for independent board game. I think it's a pretty good blend between resource acquiring in the cards, and then kind of area control on the board. Maybe some of the components could have been resized better, or some of the art is actually a little bit distracting. So quality of components, I would actually give it a 1. Like, the cards are actually pretty decent. There was some discussion about the design of the cards themselves because they could be a little bit distracting. There's something weird about the scale of the game. Good balance of skill to luck. I think it required a lot of knowledge to try and figure out your strategy, but it was luck depending on what cards popped up that could come to your advantage. So I would give it a 1 there as well. Theme? There wasn't really much of a theme for me that I could get out of it. I would have liked to see more built off of the Empire thing. I mean, it was just blocks and cards. So I guess I'd give it probably a 2 for theme, which isn't that great. Thrill versus competitive. So what's strange is I got more thrill at the end when we were actually counting up the points rather than actually playing the game, which I don't know if you guys got anything similar, because I couldn't be like, oh, Brian and I are neck to neck, you know. It was like, I'm playing my own little thing, and then I hope mine is better than Brian's in the end. So I didn't get much thrill out of it, but there was some competition for area of control, though. So I guess I'll go middle of the road on that. I'll give that a 1. And was it fun? Yeah, I mean, I'd play it again, so I'll give that a 1. So overall, I think it's 6. So, where I thought maybe it's not bad, it's actually a game I would probably have a little bit of remorse playing.
What was your remorse versus dollar spent ratio?
So it was $30 to kickstart. I believe he said retail it would probably go up in price a little bit.
Okay.
So imagine going into a game and spending $35, $40 on this. It has a good feel to it. It just needs some tweaking.
Yes.
Is kind of what I'd go with.
So if you tweaked it, if you could give it some tweaks, what do you think it would probably be able to go up to?
Kind of,
its potential.
So I feel like it's 2 games in one, and that's the innate contrast in it. You're trying to collect resources, but your resources don't directly tie into your army's abilities. And that's the problem I have. That's the conflict I'm running into.
Yeah.
So when I was playing, I was almost going solely for matching up resources. And then there's this stuff in the background where, yeah, I'd kind of try and help out there. I wish I could, like, trade in some resources for more army stuff.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So that would be the tweak I would do for mechanics. So I give it a 6, but it's a polite 6. With some tweaks, it could probably go up to a 4 or a 5.
I think that I would probably give it about a 4-ish. The biggest issue I had with the game is, with a name like 8-Minute Empire, I expect it to be something that you could fit in your pocket, take with you. If you're at the restaurant waiting for the bill, take it out of your pocket, play it, and be done. The fact that it doesn't really fit in the pocket, it won't really fit in my wife's purse, kind of makes it a little disconcerting there. Where Sean had problems with the mechanic of trying to get the resources versus using the army mechanics, I thought that was a really nifty thing because it meant that you might not take the best card for your collection if it meant that you could actually get more points on the board that way. So I thought that was a really cool balancing act that they put out.
Brian?
I think I would give it a 6, and I really enjoyed it. It was easy to learn, but I mean, I wouldn't want to play it for a long period of time, which is one of the upsides being 8-Minute Empire. It does take a little longer than 8 minutes, but you can sit down, play a few games, and then be like, alright, on to something bigger. But if I just played it with a couple friends and then some new guys showed up and were like, let's play 8-Minute Empire, I'd probably be like, I already played 3 games, I don't want to play another. And so that's where I feel it's a slowly onset remorse. The first couple of games are awesome, but the replay value declines exponentially.
And I'm guessing for me, again, components. The biggest problem that I had was we had a lot of conversations about whether certain sections are part of a continent, if they're even available that you can actually access them, if they would have been offset or a different color or not included in the continent blocking, because I would think that this little light blue area around the continents would be part of figuring out if that continent gives you a point or not. This is not portable to me. Like Tom said, if I want to have a short game, I want to be able to either have it out with kids around, that if they knock into the board it doesn't destroy everything. Or have it a little bit smaller cards if they were maybe half the size, since you don't have to hold on to them, you just have to be able to use them. I would actually probably give it about a 6, and I would enjoy playing it, but I would probably not buy it.
So that averages 5 3/4. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. See you next episode.
I was really tempted when I went to review it to just randomly pull my phone out and be like, I'm gonna pretend like I have stuff on my phone too.
Well, one of the comments that we got on the last video was, good review. How did you come up with the numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, like out of your A? Is that what you're saying?